One of you people recommended Forestella, so we're going to listen to it.
Yes, we are.
This is Forestella's Utopia.
Utopia. I like it already. I wonder how they got those pigeons to play.
Let's say that again for the audience.
Oh, I said I wonder how they got those pigeons to fly in slow motion, you know?
Otherwise, they're just going to watch us laughing, not knowing what we're saying.
They're like,
Wow.
I'll pay a double if you fly slowly. This is cool.
Is this like a theatric music video in the vein of Thriller?
I don't know.
It's not as long as Thriller.
I don't quite get Thriller from it.
Well, no, just that Thriller was like the first kind of pioneering theatrical.
Okay.
And that it wasn't just a music
Where
video.
they
It was like
were,
a
like a lot of sound
theatrical
effects
film
and the-
made for the core of it being a song.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. So far, I really like we haven't even started like the singing, if there is any singing, but I really like how it started with the piano and some of these like, I think they're synthetic, but they might be like just basic instrumental effects they're using to get these like that overarching kind of stretch feeling to the music, that like
Open, ominous,
yeah, and then they're like you get the actual sensation of the words,
the flapping.
the flapping
Of the birds.
the flapping of the birds.
The birds.
The birds.
I liked how from the first moment when it was still like the label's logo showing up, you could tell there was like an ominous feel to it, which I thought was interesting with the song name Utopia. And it said Utopia turned into a dystopia, and everything went up in flames. So I was like, that makes sense with the start.
Well, and I wasn't sure. I was actually thinking about asking, but then I was like, I'll just sit and listen, because why not? We're reacting, not just asking questions. I wasn't sure if it was a music chunk for the logo. Like some bands have that.
Oh, yeah,
like
or
the Who
actually
has
part
that.
of the song.
Right,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Who
yeah.
has like they do like a music thing and then they start their song. So I wasn't sure what it was doing, but now I am, and I like it. And please give me more. Thank you.
Stars are looking in the mirror. Shine like gold. Shine like gold. This is a contagion at the Utopia. This is a contagion at the Utopia. Between the outer rim and waters of time. This fires. The first time we met, oh yes, we got together. No place like this place to celebrate life. From Carmela to Malvarosa. Paradise, it's you and me. Now we're here in Utopia.
Don't let temptation bring you down.
Down from the trees, I'm on my knees. We're building Utopia.
I love this so much. I'm just like, oh. Okay.
I've never seen anything like this.
I am in it to like soak this in. It's like Queen.
It is.
It's like Queen on acid.
Yeah, it is though. It's very much like Queen that way. It's more theatrical than musical.
It has this a wide range of the vocals here. Like everything from these like deep voice, low chest voice
Makes you
notes to
fall
these
into
like
temptation.
really high, clear crystal notes.
Don't let temptation bring you down.
Down from the trees, I'm on my knees. We're building Utopia. 10 billion BC, and now you're free. Welcome to our Utopia. Don't let temptation bring you down. Messiah wasn't the Messiah. Utopia. Turn it up to dystopia. Utopia. Wipe the
This is
This
so
is
cool.
so good.
Okay, it's so theatrical.
Yes, it's like so many things. It's like Queen
like the Hunger
mixed with
Games.
ballet, mixed with modern ballet, mixed with there's like classical vocal styles in here. There's a mix of contemporary vocal styles in here. You have a huge range from like way down low to way up high and everything in between. the mix of all of the harmonies and everything. The backgrounds, could you even like get started on the backgrounds? I mean, that's a whole discussion in and of itself.
And the lighting on these backgrounds to make the colors change the way they are.
What is this? This is amazing.
This is really, really cool. This reminds me of a couple of different pieces of contemporary literature that are not music. Number one reminds me of The Hunger Games.
Okay.
They're like very over-the-top, bright colors.
Right.
We're in Utopia!
Right.
In reality, the dystopia is going on right behind them.
Right.
The other thing it reminds me of, plug your ears and say, la 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 la.
Oh, man, you're going to do this to me?
All right. The other thing it reminds me of, if you know One Piece, okay? Can you hear me? Okay. One Piece. So all of the arcs post time skip, he hasn't read it yet, so he's not allowed to know. Post time skip deal with a certain kind of utopia that is being twisted in some way. It's not real. It's a fake perfection. And Luffy has to fix it. It reminds me of that. And I love that. That's one of my favorite stories of all time. It's ongoing and it's amazing. So you should go look into that. Yeah. You can come back now. Sorry, I didn't want to ruin that for you.
Holy smokes, write a book about it. My goodness.
I did not want to ruin that for him. I just about like messed with... I didn't mention any specifics, but I didn't want him to hear any of it.
Yeah, don't comment on the specifics, but do comment on other things.
I didn't mention any specifics, so that's going to be easy for him.
Utopia. White doves, temptations and more. White doves attempt to unify and find love. Cause we are branches on the world tree of life. Seems so clear. Seems so clear.
Pause it. So, from a composition and vocal standpoint, I'm also reminded of, if you guys are familiar with Libera, it's a boys' choir from Britain, and Carl Orff. He does like Carmina Burana, like "Oh Fortuna," you know,
Operatic.
yeah. So mix that with Queen, like those things, like all these different. There's just so much different stuff in here, but the thing is, it doesn't feel discordant, and that's important when you have a variety of things in one place. So these like mixes of voices, and these mixes of like just all these harmonies, like all at the same time. And then the ballets and the scenes, like there's so much input here that it's just like watching like a really trippy, like campy sci-fi show. You know what I mean? Like a fantasy sci-fi that just is like, whoa, like
Jericho, the song Jericho.
Yes, like
That
the
was
song
like
Jericho
that.
by Inika.
Yes.
Inika. Anyway.
Inika? Something like that.
And or like the Outer Limits or like the Twilight Zone, you know, but like on some kind of more higher level. But it just, I really like this. I like classical music. I like Queen, and I like the vocal styles that Korean music brings to the world, and combining all those things together. I'm just in a happy place right now.
It's almost experiential. Like the first time
Yes.
you're watching it, it's not just meant to be listened to.
I feel like
you're
this
supposed
is
to
something
watch the whole thing.
You should experience this on stage.
Yes.
Yes. This should be done in a very nice classical auditorium that's designed for ballets and classical music with an orchestra pit. That's where you should experience this.
It's funny you say that. I don't fully agree, but it's similar.
Oh, okay.
I think it should take place in the place where they play Beatles Love in Vegas, the Beatles Love production, where that is, it's got all those things, but it's a round auditorium with a center round stage.
Interesting.
And having that, because they do so much with the experiential nature of that. In Beatles Love, when they're playing Yellow Submarine, this blue fabric comes waving over you, so you feel like it's underwater,
Oh, really?
right? So doing something like that, but in this big, or doing something like this song in that big auditorium where you're adding even more experience, even more feeling and emotion that you can add via all of the things.
Well, what's that place that
perfect
has
for that.
like, it's built completely out of screens?
Are you talking the circle, the sphere?
Is that what it is?
There's
like,
a brand new sphere they just opened up.
the
where
brand new
YouTube
place.
plays?
It's like,
It's
it's
the
like
sphere.
the entire thing is made out of screens.
It's a sphere, yeah, a giant sphere. It's the biggest screen in the world at the highest resolution of any screen in the world.
I would love to see this or a version of this in that production area.
What we're getting at
in the sphere. Let's go to Vegas. We got to watch this in Vegas. That's the point.
The point is we want this as experiential as it is and as like enveloping it as it is.
Yeah.
It would be even more incredible if it was actually all around you.
Completely surrounding. Yes. Even my big TV upstairs doesn't give you that. Oh, we got to go to Vegas to watch this.
Yeah, if it's happening there.
If this happens in Vegas, tell us before it happens, because everyone's always like, "Hey,
it just happened. You missed
it.
That
group just did a concert at your town you live in a week ago." That happens every time.
Too often.
Every time. Okay, let's hit it.
Stars are looking in the mirror. Shine like gold. Beauty, enlightenment, and modernity. Humor, magnificent the city. The art and science, breeding magic and slandering me.
From Camellia to Malvarosa.
Up from the trees, among the leaves. Now you're building Utopia. 10 billion BC, and now you're free. Welcome to our Utopia. Don't let temptation bring you down. Utopia. Turn it to a dystopia. Utopia. White doves temper temptations and more. White doves attempt to unify and find love. 'Cause we are branches on the word tree of life. It seems so good. I am the light of fight and suffer. Kill this seed of sound. Out of the clouds of heaven's raining.
Look, I have to pause it as much as I don't want to. But I've got to pause it so we can talk about it a little bit. I never in my life thought we would see something similar to Queen. That same feeling, that same operatic style, the same envelopment to where it was so singular. Queen was.
Yeah, particularly the song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
Right, like not every song, like Fat Bottom Girls wasn't like that doesn't come to mind here.
Yeah.
You know, but particularly Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. And speaking of Bohemian Rhapsody, there's a band called Rhapsody or Rhapsody of Fire. They kind of changed it halfway through their career. That also is like in this chimera of art that we're creating. I want to throw that name in there too, just to churn it in because, wow.
This is mind-blowing. Like, I want this to be like the opening song to a 3-hour musical.
Yeah.
That really has time to develop this utopia that they're making you picture. We're in 10 million BC, and now you're free in Utopia. And this is how they're introducing the world. If this is actually what it is, I almost wouldn't be shocked at this point. Let me know if it is so I can go to the rest of it. But this is just, it would be such an incredible opening to the beginning of a dystopian story where you could explore so many ideas.
Well, and the way that they utilize, like, the earth and the skies and the moon and all these things, and then they like change it over, have this like eclipse scene, and then the red moon and stuff, and then it comes off to this red cape that he's dropping. The timing on that and like the way they coordinated that in and everything was just so good. So good. And the fires, like you just feel so much passion and drive. And the way that they're singing is really unique in that some of these melodies, instead of just being like da 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 da, they're like da 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 da, and it just like it pulls on your soul and then brings you back, and you're just like, it's like some kind of Tai Chi thing, you know, and you're just like, whoa, what's happening? You know, like I don't know, like Doctor Strange, like doing Tai Chi on your spirit or something. It's pretty awesome, you know. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, this is really cool. I'm very excited to see the rest of this.
Heaven's raining. Invisible the moon and invisible sun. Heal the the people cry, die. Plead for unity, but division's all I'm seeing from you.
Lasers in the eyes of the lost are killing me.
Hear the people cry, die.
From this commute to the side, I hear the laws of the Messiah. Must be one and one and be together in eternity.
Utopia, 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 Utopia. Turn into one dystopia, Utopia. I'm dreaming of a Meliora. Don't cry 'cause you're the fathers of Utopia.
This life must be temptation. Head down to Utopia.
That just screams. The acting in it was perfect. The entire thing felt like, congratulations, you've made it to the perfect city. And it's obvious there's something tainted under the surface.
Yeah.
There's something very wrong happening. I just want to know what it is.
If I could just describe this song in one word, epic.
Yes.
The way that they're able to bring in this, I don't know if it's the third or fourth verse, in this last quarter of the song, this underlying sinisterness, right? And the song is very much the same song, but they bring in this deeper, sinister feeling, and it's just like, yeah, it's like you feel that while it's basically singing the same song, and then they bring
Don't
in
cry because you're on the borders of Utopia.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like, oh man, that was amazing. I had no idea. A bunch of people said you should check out Forestella. Like, how many people said that? A lot of people. And we're like,
lot.
yeah, okay, cool. What is that? Like, I don't know.
Took us a couple weeks to get around to it.
Holy cow.
But, wow.
That's another one of those where I'm like, dude, we should have. How does the world not know about this? This is amazing. Oh, wow.
Wow. That was
Probably the most impressed I've been by a group in terms of like this kind of like like grandeur, like
Yes.
this sense of bombacity, it's just like so much just it's huge, like just huge feelings, huge production, huge voices, huge everything, and it just is so powerful. I'm gonna soak this in, and can we do another one next time? Because I like this.
Yeah, so that was perfectly helping. I think that did a better job, that's what I'm going to say. That did a better job of letting everyone feel what it would be like to be invited into one of these, like, picturesque utopias in the dystopian movies. That did a better job introducing you into one of those cities than any movie I've ever seen has come close to.
Oh yeah.
That was so, like, over the top. You're like, you can imagine yourself being just a deer in the headlights as you're welcomed into this immaculate perfection. Look at the beautiful dancing. Look at how much time we've spent on our frumpy clothes. Look at all of it. Because it's all what we want you to look at. And don't look under the surface.
I'm just floored by this. I'm like,
That was amazing.
like, we watch some stuff and we're like, yes, and the thing, and it's very philosophical, blah blah blah. I'm just floored by this. I want to say something really clever and cool, but I'm blown away. This is one of the most impressive bands I've ever seen in my life, hands down. The choreography was incredible. The choreography was not just like, they have some modern style ballet in here. No, the choreography was incredible. The acting, the movements, the expressions, the feelings.
That was very Tai Chi. That was movie. Just
Everything. I know. I'm just in a very kung fu. We were watching one of our videos, and I did a thing, and it was like, oh, that kind of looked like kung fu. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, wow, that's the point. The point is, holy smokes.
Now there's still a minute left in this video.
I would watch this black screen for a minute just to soak it all in. But there's more.
Lim Jong-kook did a good job directing that. I mean, all these guys did a good job, but directing this would be pretty cool. That was a poison apple.
Yeah, a little Adam and Eve reference there, little Snow White. But it just like you were saying, there's a sinister feeling, a darkness, a weakness, even an evil, an ickiness below the surface of this beautiful veneer. This beautiful picture. Behind that, there's a rot. Behind the beautiful apple, there's a rot. And just, holy smokes, I can't give enough praise to this group. I just can't. For those of you who recommended this, thank you so much. You know what?
The production value on high-quality Korean music is absolutely unmatched right now.
Okay, here's what I want to do. Because I'm loving this so much. Okay, check it out. Go to chaseandrem.com. Use code Forestella. And then you can just get a whole month of access to our content back there. Because I'm so happy that you introduced us to this. So if you guys just go do that, there will definitely be one more of Forestella songs back there, and there will be a bunch of other songs that are just exclusive on chaseandrem.com. That's a little present because I'm just feeling like I just love this so much, and I owe it to you guys. You really, man, you guys build this channel. You make this channel, and that's what's awesome about you. So, thank you.
He's right about all that.
Let's get out of here. Soak this in.